Hey guys, quick video for you again today on your vision. V is for vision and for victory. If you want to have more victories in your life, you need to be associated to your vision. So what does this mean, having a vision for yourself? I often talk about the scripting process, about knowing what we want, why we want it, and sometimes we need to script out our language and have feedback, watch our videos, record our calls to make sure that we actually aren't doing anything that's off. And it's so rewarding to go through your process and challenging and hard, but a lot of times we'll see that we're doing things that are off. Our energy is kind of scattered all over the place. We flub a bit. It's not to break ourselves down, but to really go back and self-edit. That's so powerful. And what's going to keep you associated to the big picture, the big vision, is not getting caught up in the details of the little thing that you do. Knowing why you're going through the process, the tactics, whatever, knowing that you're doing it for a higher vision. So one aspect of the vision that I want to talk about today, and you've heard this very famous quote in the good book they call the good book. It says, without a vision, people perish. So you have to have people associated to their vision. But this video is really about why you need to be associated to your vision, not only for the call, because people say visualize your audience, visualize the sale, visualize the win, visualize the day. So yes, you need to do that, but having, in a different aspect of not just visualizing, having a vision for this life, this big emotional vision, this thing that you have. So when you go out there and you talk to somebody and your vision is so much bigger than the moment, so much bigger than the problem, and you get that pushback, or you're selling something. I remember for myself going around doing over 3,000 talks for Tony Robbins. The reason I'm the top person all time for that organization is because even when I started with the company, I wasn't trying to just sell someone a ticket, and I wasn't trying to make money. Of course I wanted to make money. Of course, I wanted to be the best and I wanted to be number one. But when I talked to people, there was a fact that I didn't just want people to go to a fucking seminar. I didn't want them to go to an event or pay $1,000 or whatever this stuff. I wasn't caught up in the little details. I was like, I want to expose the world to this man, because I think the more people sign up for this event and invest in themselves, bet on themselves, I'll see that person when they say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do this. Man, just loving people, because I did it. I had that. And then when I'd see somebody do that, like, you're exactly where I was. You were like, you maybe way ahead of where I was. You might be like eons, like so far in your process ahead of me, but there's some part of you that has a bigger vision from where you're at. So, and in that, you're my friend. And I think that Tony had such great skills and great knowledge and tactics and just strategies to really help people turn around their life, their business, their emotions. I was like, you know what? If that person is the kind of person that has their own vision, they are going to be able to do and more and have more for their life and their family. And so I said, you know what? This vision for this person will only be realized if I have a vision for my life and my purpose. And so when I talk to that person, again, I didn't want to sell them a ticket. I wanted to make the world better by exposing them to certain tools and teaching and knowledge. So when I got pushback, when I got negativity, when I got any of that, in the first few minutes, there'd be that, or those closed arms, or those eyes, or whatever. People are like, oh my God, not another fucking, one of these motivational things. But people like, this guy is the real deal. And so having a vision makes you the real deal. And I have a list of basically habits that I look at every day, ways that I measure myself, and I can do other videos on this, but we have goals that we want, like things that we want. But those goals, those things you want in your body, your business, your relationship, who you want to be, your character goals, those goals are only realized by your habits. Habitual things that you do every day. Benjamin Franklin had something like 13 or 17 different things that he measured himself on. Aspects of his character that he measured himself on, check or not. I rate myself 1 to 10. How well did I fulfill that habit? Because it's those habits that are going to support those goals. And so I really look at, was I like the real deal? Did I, or sometimes I get myself caught in an emotional pattern for 20, 30 minutes or an hour which is bullshit, and I'd give myself a lower number on that day. But sometimes we get into a pattern where we're just not being real or authentic. And so what is going to save me on that day from getting caught up in the minutia of the bullshit that I might be getting from a client or whatever, their stuff that they've just got, they've got a gravitational pull that is bringing them down. In order to become enlightened, to enlighten the freak up, what has to happen is getting them really associated to their vision, but that only happens when there's a vision inside of you. When there's something so big for this world and this person, you see something. The vision will save you from looking like a douchebag. Your vision will save you from coming off like an a-hole. You will be able to sell the frick out of people, influence people, tell them what to do, but if they feel that you're doing it to them or trying to get something from them or being manipulative, they'll just feel it. But if you have a vision for themselves, yourself and their life and about this process, and you feel that, people will connect with you based on your vision. They'll be like, you know what, this is real. And so before you go into a sales call or a meeting or anything, just really getting connected to this conversation and who that person is. I mean, every time I do a talk, I know that if there's 100 people in that room, chances are one of them is suicidal. I might say something that completely changed that person's life, and that's happened. I've gotten letters from people. They said, you know what? I had already written the suicide note, and you came to my office that day, and if it wasn't for you having that conversation with me, I wouldn't have done this and that and that. Quick story, I remember this guy, actually it's a true story. This guy talked at a Bank of America, and this guy, I don't want this video to go too long, but he had already written a note, and he bought like the $3,000 Tony. He had no money. He had a credit card, and it was already pretty much maxed out. But he bought the $3,000 Tony Robbins ticket for like the front row, and he said, fuck it, I'm gonna kill myself anyway. I might as well check out this one thing. I got all this debt. He got a new credit card, put it on there, and it helped him out. But I saw him maybe 3 years later at a Date with Destiny event, and he had lost 100 pounds and changed a lot of areas. Married, really changed everything in his life. So your vision can inspire somebody. Your commitment, there's something that you can say. Don't get caught up in the words, but remember that all influence is a transference of emotion. People do things based on the way that they feel. So you can say something, you can hard close people, but that makes people feel hard closed, and it makes people feel judged and manipulated. Is that how you want people to feel? Was that who you are? No. It's not who we are authentically. It's who we are when we're at our worst sometimes, when we get caught up in comparisons and judgment and competition. And sometimes we put our worst self forward. We get caught up in that gravitational pull of the unconsciousness that's all around us sometimes. So really pulling inside of yourself and thinking about, man, I'm here just for a little bit of time on this earth, and if I'm gonna be here, I want to be here. I want to make sure that I have a vision that inspires me, pulls me out of bed, pushes me past any obstacles, connects me to other people with a great vision. And so your vision can save you in those conversations, and also your vision will connect you. When I was starting out, I worked at a dental company, and a guy's almost a billionaire, very, very successful man. I was 23 years old, and I connected with these just super, super duper successful guys. And what do I have to offer them? I mean, it's like, these guys are so successful. How could I be friends with them? How could I connect? I connected because I had a vision. People like people who are like themselves, and I was automatically like them because I had a big vision, and I was committed, and I was disciplined, and I was hungry. And a lot of times when people become very successful, they start to lose a little bit of their hunger, and that even happens at the top. I've had it happen to me. You get a little bit complacent, and they see that hunger in you. It reminds them of who they are, and they said, you know what? I'm going to help this kid out. There's something in them. They might not even know what it is, but it's your hunger, it's your passion, it's your vision that will lead you to victory in the situation, in your conversation, in your sales process, in your mentoring, in your ability to connect with people. They will see that you're real. They will feel your character. They will connect with you. They will love you. They will be your friends. And if you are out there influencing, they will buy your stuff because they are buying into your vision.